Hey everyone, it's Kara here from Boho, and I am back with a brand new Plan With Me video. Now this month I had every intention, and I actually did draw everything out on camera for you. However, I don't think my brain was working quite right because I forgot to hit record on my phone up above here. So I'm refilming this video, and unfortunately everything's already drawn out for December. But as always, I want to give you a flip through of everything that's gone on in my bullet journal in the month of November, and then I'll show you how I've set up for December. All right, so we're just gonna open her up here, and I'm gonna flip straight to the month of November, and you can see that everything is pretty much all filled out. So I've got my monthly spread here, my gratitude log so far for the month, and then my habit and mood tracker, which I really love how this turned out this month. I wanted to go with kind of a confetti color scheme, if that makes sense, because it's my birthday month. So I did all pastels, and I did them kind of in a rainbow pattern, and I just love the way it turned out. On the next page, I just started straight in with my first weekly spread. I've got some daily pages, some meeting notes there, some more dailies, and then a little quote that I wrote in was "Work out because you love yourself, not because you hate your body." I saw that on Pinterest and I was like, that's gorgeous, so I put it in my journal. We've got another weekly spread, and this is kind of where I started experimenting with some different layouts for my weekly. And I did this because I wanted more space than my traditional weekly spread that I've been doing. I felt like I didn't have really enough space to write in everything that I wanted to. So I switched to this layout, which is really simple. It's just dividing each page into quarters, and each quarter is a whole day. And I actually ended up with a lot more room than I needed. So I decided in the following week, and you'll see that there, that I was going to add in some weather and things like that to it to kind of fill it in. But I have my more daily spreads, another daily, and then I left this blank because I was going to create my new weekly. So this is kind of a new iteration of that same weekly spread, and I started putting the weather down in the bottom left-hand corner of each daily box. Still ended up with a lot of room left over, so I wasn't entirely happy with it quite yet. I've got another daily and then a blank page because I wanted to start my notes. These are notes from when I went to San Diego for the Best Year Ever Blueprint event hosted by Hal Elrod. He's the author of The Miracle Morning. So I started taking notes while I was at the event, and you can see I started out trying to make them kind of pretty, and then I just went to straight scribbling because I was trying to write everything down so quickly. So I have a few pages of notes from that. And then my next weekly spread, and this is actually this current week. And when I was setting it up, I realized that, this layout just wasn't working for me. I loved having all the extra space, but at the same time, I wasn't using it a whole lot. And I haven't used my bullet journal a whole lot. You'll notice that my last daily was November 14th. And that's because I took that weekend off to go to San Diego, and then after that it was the week of my birthday and Thanksgiving, and I just wasn't using my bullet journal as much. I didn't have a whole lot to plan, and I didn't need all this space. And I'll show you when we get to December how I'm changing this up. On this, I pulled some oracle cards on my birthday, so I decided to do a little spread and do a little bit of journaling about it, so that was kind of fun. Couple more daily pages here, and then I started the month of December. So seeing as I haven't been using my journal a whole lot lately because of the holidays, and seeing that we still have like a whole other month, like December is going to be crazy for me with holiday and family stuff. So I decided to keep everything super simple this month. I went with a traditional monthly log on the left-hand side. So I just have the dates listed from 1 through 31 with the days of the week right next to it. And then upcoming events and appointments and travel that I know about, I already wrote in on there. And then on the right-hand side, I decided to write out the prompts for my Boho Berry Challenge for December. I haven't been participating a lot in the Boho Berry Challenge because I've been a little bit on the busy side and then I was taking time off. This month, I really want to focus on getting this challenge done. So I'm actually going to be doing that here in my bullet journal and responding to each prompt every day. I really love the challenge this month because it's a year-end review challenge. So for those of you not familiar with the Boho Berry Challenge, it's essentially just a journaling challenge. So each month I pick a theme. This month's theme is year-end review, and I give you prompts for every single day. So for example, we have 2017 in 3 words, my biggest accomplishment, biggest challenge, progress towards goals, new skills learned, things like that. And then each day you just come in and journal a little bit relating to that prompt. So I'm going to be participating and posting on Instagram every single day in December with my challenge responses this month, and I'm really excited about that. All right. My next spread, I decided to play around with my gratitude log a little bit this month. So instead of doing my usual, where I just kind of hand letter little things that happen or that I'm grateful for throughout the month, I decided to create kind of a calendar spread. And every day I'm just going to journal a little bit in each box about what I'm grateful for. And then I had a little bit of extra space on the left-hand side, so I decided to make a column for memories. So little things that happen throughout the month, I might just want to write down a little bit about something fun or something special that I want to remember from December. And for this spread, I actually used my new Faber-Castell Copper Pen. It's a Pit Artist pen in 1.5 millimeter. I know I showed it off in a previous video, but I love this pen. I think it goes so well with the Copper Leuchtturm journal, and you can't really see it on camera, but it's got a little shine to it, and I just love it. And then after my gratitude log, I decided to do something totally different this month. So instead of doing my usual habit tracker and mood tracker, I decided to kind of combine everything into a weekly spread layout. So I'm going to flip this open and show you what I've done here. I actually copied this layout pretty much identically from Pen Paper Soul over on Instagram, and I'll post a link to her in the comments below. But I saw this layout on Instagram, I want to say it was a few weeks ago, maybe even a couple of months ago, and I thought, what a great idea. So this is a vertical weekly layout, although it's not technically a weekly. So a weekly layout to me is where I plan for the entire week ahead of time. So it's like my week at a glance, and then I do daily pages after that. In this case, this is going to be my entire planning space for the whole week. Since I haven't been using a lot of space lately, I thought it would be fun to just try this out and switch it up and see what I think about this style of planning. So I have this week, November 27th through December 3rd. And I have the days of the week listed at the top here. I did split the weekend into 2. And I've got a tiny little spot up here for my weather, because y'all know I love tracking that. And then for each day, it's basically just a long column of my appointments and to-do lists. And then when I have room at the end, I plan on doing a little bit of journaling at the end of the day on every day. So I'm not filling these out a whole ton beforehand as far as tasks and things that need to get done. I filled in my appointments and events that were coming up, but besides that, I'm going to be keeping a regular daily log on each column. So you can see this was my daily log for yesterday, Monday. This is my log for today, and I have nothing on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday as far as to-do lists. That's because I'm still doing that one day at a time like I would with my regular daily spreads. And then in the upper right-hand corner, I decided to put my little habit tracker and mood tracker. So instead of doing a habit and mood tracker for the whole month, I'm going to do it on a weekly basis. Just try it out for December and see how I like it. So I've got my habits. I've narrowed it down to 6 habits for this week. So I have waking up by 6 a.m., going to the gym, riding my Peloton, which is my at-home spin bike, eating clean, no alcohol, and bed by 11 p.m. And then on the left-hand side, I have my moods for the week. So I decided to break it up into AM, midday, and PM. So I have 3 separate moods for each day. I have my little key here on the left-hand side, and I'll just fill those in as each day goes along. So for the month of December, this is going to be how I plan every day and every week. I'm not going to have a separate weekly spread and daily spreads. I'm trying this all in one method and see how it goes for me. I know for a fact that this will not work for me once I really get back into work in the new year and things are a lot more hectic. But for now, while things are kind of calm and I don't have a lot going on except for, spending time with family and really like taking it easy over the holidays like I planned, while there's not much going on, I thought, why not? I'll give this a try and see how it works for me for a little while. I may make some tweaks along the way, as I always do, but I just want to say thanks again to Pen Paper Soul on Instagram. I'm in love with this layout and I'm really, really excited to see how it works for me. So yeah, that is pretty much it. With the Boho Berry Challenge, I'm going to be doing it right here in my journal. And if any other collections or things like that come up that I want to keep track of course, those will go in here as well. But on a weekly basis, I'm just going to be sticking to a 1 spread layout for my weeklies, dailies, mood, and habit tracking. So I will definitely keep you updated on how that is going to go. We'll see. Everything's an experiment. Y'all know I like to change things up from time to time and just play around and just see how new things might work out for me. And before I let y'all go, I did have one thing I wanted to show you. Amy over at Moxie Dory sent me a brand new stencil. This thing is huge. A lot of you have seen the smaller stencil that I have from her, which is a compass and protractor stencil. And I use this a lot to create circles and do little mandalas. And I would have absolutely loved to use this little stencil to create my mood mandalas each month. However, it was not quite big enough. You couldn't get 31 rings for the month. So Amy and Chris created this larger version, which is awesome. I've played around with it on plain paper. I'm going to do a little tutorial on it for you all next week, but it's basically a larger version and you can fit up to 32 circles on a single page. So this would be great for creating mood mandalas or those circular habit trackers that everyone really loves right now. If you're curious how these work, I'll link to the circular mood tracker video up here in the corner and down below for you so you can see how this smaller one works. And I'm going to do a tutorial on this larger one for you next week. So definitely stay tuned for that. I'm really, really excited to play around with this some more. All right, y'all, that is officially it. If you have comments, questions, anything like that, as always, drop them in the comments section below and I will try to join in the conversation down there. I hope you are all having a wonderful holiday season and I will look forward to seeing you next week. Bye.